There we go. And I will hand things off. I'm not sure, Nancy, if you're first, or Armand, if you'd like to go first, but the floor is yours.
It's me first. So greetings, everyone. Good morning from Pittsburgh, actually, and good afternoon. And we thank you for joining our session to learn a little bit about our two very unique premier undergraduate programs that don't exist anywhere in Kazakhstan. So it's quite an opportunity for you to be interested, apply for our programs, and go through, as Eric had said, we have an interview process, and we'll talk later about that. I'll let Armand address that. So I'm going to screen share and pull up a PowerPoint here for you all. Okay, just start from the beginning. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off my video just so I can see my screen a little bit better. Okay, so as Eric said, I am the program director for the nursing education programs, and we have the program overall, as far as the School of Medicine, is a fairly new school, if you will, program, and then the School of Nursing is the program for nursing is even newer still. So our undergraduate programs at the School of Medicine actually began back in 2017. If any of you have parents or sisters or aunts or uncles who are a nurse, we would ask you to tell them about our two-year program. We have a program that is for working nurses who already have a diploma. But we offer them the opportunity to come to the School of Medicine and get a bachelor's degree in nursing, and that's a two-year program, and we teach that in Russian. The program that you're interested in, or hopefully you're interested in, is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, and we just launched that in 2019. So right now, I'm sorry, I should have updated that. As of this fall, we have 3 cohorts now, and then Dr. Saparov will talk to you about the Bachelor of Science in Medical Sciences, which is also a 4-year program. So why a bachelor's degree in nursing? As you might know, or if you have some family members who are already nurses, they can go to a very shorter program and get a diploma. But the goal is to have a bachelor's degree in nursing, and not one of the lesser, shorter degree programs. The reason for this is there is decades of international research that shows that if you are a patient, if your parents, if your family members become a patient in a hospital, and the nurses who are caring for your family member have a bachelor's degree, there are a lot less health complications. There's a lot less things that go wrong with you if you're a patient in the hospital and you have a higher trained nurse taking care of you. And what we mean by that is it's not safe to go into the hospital. When we talk about patient outcomes, there are risks that your family members or even you yourself can fall. You can get, the skin can break down. You have a higher risk of dying. But when you have patients who are being cared for by a bachelor's prepared nurse, their level of education, they're trained to prevent those bad outcomes. So it's the gold standard to get a bachelor's degree in nursing. So one of the other driving forces, and it's recognized as the gold standard by the Kazakh Minister of Education, who back in 2018 said, yes, this is what we want. We need our country to have modernized nursing, which means modernizing the nursing education, and we must have higher education prepared nurses. So they set some very lofty goals, your Kazakh Minister of Education, that by the year 2040, they want 40,000 bachelor prepared nurses. Beyond a bachelor's prepared nurse, there are master's programs, and they're ambitious to have 5,000 of those. And then also you can get a PhD in nursing. So you can become a nurse scientist and get a PhD. And so there's some goals set in your country, and we're here to help meet those goals and to get these higher education prepared nurses. So why nursing at NU? Why would you want to come to the university? So we are the only program of its sort in Kazakhstan. It's a premier, unique. We have a state-of-the-art. Everything that we do as far as our education is evidence-based. It's grounded in research. And this is an international model of nursing education that we have. So it's based on what you'll get is a model of nursing education that is based on the United States nursing education model, but also embraces the European model as well. So our strategic partner that has helped develop our education programs is the University of Pittsburgh School of Nursing. Just as the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, as Dr. Sapar will talk to you about, has helped mold our medical education, we now have the University of Pittsburgh School of Nursing as a strategic partner for our nursing education. They are very, very high ranked in the United States, and they just recently, for the first time, they did a ranking of universities across the United States to rank their Bachelor of Science programs. And in this first ever ranking, Pitt came out 7th. And that's a very high ranking for this. So again, why nursing at the School of Medicine? You will have the opportunity to study and to work alongside the other NU undergraduates, but also the medical students. And we have master's students as well as PhD students on both a local and an international faculty. So we're a big building that sits alone outside of the campus, but we've got a lot of students and opportunities to study and work alongside other students besides just the nursing students. It's a very structured setting, and what we use, because there's a lot of skills that you have to learn skills, and we don't want you to practice on patients. So we have this simulation lab, so you can go make all the mistakes you want in doing procedures on a mannequin without actually hurting a real person. So we have a strong simulation best practice use. And our goal is that this model will be the model for nursing higher education in Kazakhstan as compared to other bachelor programs. There are other nursing bachelor programs that exist in Kazakhstan, but ours is the best, ours is the top, ours is the most evidence-based. So just to show you what you'll do in your first in your 4 years, and again, this is just simulation here on the left. These are our first cohort of students. They actually, many of them came from the NUFYP program as well, and in their first days of class back in 2019. So it is a 4-year undergraduate program, as you know. It is a very hefty ECTS, and that's 250 that you'll have over your 4 years, which is equal to 8 semesters. And the reason this is higher than a 240 ECTS is because of the combination of our nursing courses, which combines having you go into the hospital and do clinicals at a very early in the second year and a third and fourth year. But not only do we have our nursing undergraduate courses, but you have core curriculum courses that are a big chunk of the initial courses that you'll be taking during the first year. And our courses are a mixture of sciences. I'll show you shortly what our course load looks like, humanities, nursing. And again, the more fun part is when you actually get to put all this to practice, that you get to go into the hospital and get clinical practicums. And again, that will begin as early as your second year. Our courses are taught in English. And this is just what 4 years of your life would look like. So the year one is focused mostly to get your core courses out of the road. You do have some nursing courses. We have an introduction to professional nursing, some science courses, microbiology and anatomy and physiology. And then in year two, the goal was to have you complete the remainder of your core courses, because you really start to do in-depth nursing courses, and there just isn't any time for core courses or electives. So these are, it's very, very heavy in your nursing courses. Again, science-based, pathophysiology, pharmacology, statistics, and then you start to do some skills, what we call foundations. That's when you actually, in the fall and the spring of year two, you're actually doing things with your hands and practicing skills. And then we do have some additional nursing research courses. Year three becomes more involved at the clinical setting. You'll be in the hospital doing some medical surgical training and some psychiatric nursing. And then in the spring of year three, again, more nursing courses, but the focus again becomes in the hospital with pediatric nursing. And then obstetric nursing is a fancy term. That's pediatric is working with children. Obstetrics is delivering babies and helping women during their delivering of their children. And then the last year, the year four, is again any wrap up of any core curriculum courses. We have one lingering one there. It's an entrepreneur business course. But then the rest of them are clinical, and you really begin to focus on what you have found to be interesting, and your capstone completion needs to be done. So the last year is focused on not only additional clinical training and preparing for graduation and working as a nurse, but to also do your research and do your capstone completion. So after graduation, you can begin your nursing career. There are so many opportunities. Nursing provides more opportunities than you could ever imagine. I went into nursing to go to medical school, to be completely honest with you. My goal was to be a doctor. Had I followed that, I would never, ever have this amazing, amazing career in nursing, with working and starting nursing programs internationally, and now finally being here in Kazakhstan and raising the level of nursing education and healthcare delivery in Kazakhstan. So once you graduate with a 4-year degree, you are now able to pursue graduate education. That can be in a nursing field, or we have our public health program at the School of Medicine. And basically nursing and medicine, you are lifelong learning. And so this sets you up for continuing professional development and being a lifelong learner. It has been a wonderful last couple years to be a nurse. Before the COVID pandemic even started, the World Health Organization had decided back in 2019 that they were going to designate the year 2020 as the year of the nurse and the midwife. That was before the pandemic. It couldn't have been scripted any better, because once the pandemic hit, the nurses became the heroes. There were so many nursing heroes work here, signs that went up all over the United States and around the world saying it's the year of the nurse and nurses are heroes, and we are on the front line of this battle against COVID. In 2021, to continue with that theme, the World Health Organization designated that year to be the year of the healthcare worker. And that's recognizing all of the healthcare workers who were on that front line combating COVID and still doing so. So nursing jobs are in high demand. Once you do graduate, there are so many career opportunities, either in the hospital, you are qualified to teach with a bachelor's degree. There are international opportunities and many volunteer work, non-governmental settings, for example, with the World Health Organization, that could take you far and wide with your career. So we say that nursing is both an art and a science. And I love this picture. This is the first cohort. And before COVID, this was February 2020, as a matter of fact, just before March when we went into our COVID online teaching. And this is our cohort in the shape of a heart on the steps of our building at the School of Medicine. So if you have a desire to make a difference and you have to have a mind for science, it is not easy, and you have to have a heart for caring. We ask you to be the new face of nursing, the NU face of nursing, and to become a nurse to make a difference in Kazakhstan's healthcare delivery. And there's a saying that says, if you save one life and you're a hero, if you save 1,000 lives, you're a nurse. And with that, I'm not going to play. We have a little 2-minute video, but I'm going to leave that here. We can post that video. You can take a look at it. It's in honor of nurses in 2020. And our contact information, which Armand will have as well on his. And I'd like to thank you for your interest, and we're going to wait for questions until after both of us have finished our presentations.
All right, thank you very much, Nancy. Let's see.
Could you please stop sharing? Okay, it's great.
There we go. And so Armand, please, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for joining our information session, and thank you for your interest in our program. Let me share my screen. If you have any issues, please let me know. Okay. My name is Armand Saparov. I'm the Vice Dean of Admissions. I am also Director of the Bachelor of Medical Science program and Associate Professor. And this program, Bachelor of Medical Sciences or Pre-Medicine, has been specifically designed for applicants who are interested in our MD program. So this program is a 4-year, it's taught in English. And after completion of this program, you will earn a degree Bachelor of Medical Sciences. And you will be prepared to enter and succeed in our MD program. But I would like to emphasize that the acceptance to and completion of the Bachelor of Medical Science program does not guarantee progression to the MD program. And I will talk about some criteria later during my presentation. So in the next few slides, I will talk about curriculum. And the first 2 years are core courses. In the case, you will take courses in biology, chemistry, social science, humanities, and other subjects that will prepare you to take more advanced classes in the third year. The third-year courses will be specifically developed by our faculty that will prepare you to enter our MD program. Because the last 4-year program, actually the first year of our MD program. In the case you will take courses that are already developed in our school, which include anatomy, human genetics, cell and pathological basis of disease, field metabolism, immunology, and others. So this slide compares the 8-year of study. It's shown on the left. You can see the older approach was that you complete 4 years of the bachelor degree and then enter MD program and study for additional 4 years. So overall duration is 8 years. Our program, Bachelor of Medical Sciences, allows you to complete education in 7 years. In that case, you can see here the first 2-year core curriculum courses, the third year is specifically designed, and actually the fourth year is the first year of the MD program. In case it shortens the program from 8 to 7. And using these two approaches, you will graduate with MD degree or Doctor of Medicine. So actually, this idea of medical school in 3 years is not new. It was introduced in the United States more than 10 years. And there's a number of medical school who use this model. It prepares physicians in 3 years. So this slide just shows the ranking, one of the prestigious ranking in the United States by US News and World Report. The ranking of the medical school, as you can see, the number 1 is Harvard University, and number 2 is New York University. And actually, New York University has this accelerated 3-year program, as you can see here, and they prepare physicians in 3 years. So how you will progress to the MD program after completing Bachelor of Medical Sciences? Actually, the interview will take place at the end of the 3rd year, and it will be done by the MD Progression Committee. And you should have GPA 3.0 or above during your 3 years of studies. You should professionally behave during your BMS program. Also, demonstrate some extracurricular activities, provide recommendation letters, and any additional documents which are requested by the MD Progression Committee. So what are the career paths after completing Bachelor of Medical Sciences or pre-medicine program? The first, and we expect that all or majority of our students will progress to the MD program in our school. If for some reason they will not be able, they can apply to the graduate programs in our school, like Natural Molecular Medicine, Natural Public Health, or any others, or outside of our school at Nazarbayev University, or outside of Nazarbayev University as well, or enter a professional career. So there are 3 career paths after completing our Bachelor of Medical Science program. But as I said earlier, this program is specifically designed for applicants who are interested to enter MD program and become physician. So this slide shows our contacts. And if you have any questions, we will be happy to answer. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Arman. I think that there was one question in the chat that was posted. It's from Akniyet, and she's asking if a student, oh, sorry, I think this is direct, but let me just read it out here. If a student of NUFYP is on admission review, is it possible to enter NUSOM? And so basically, I don't know if you're familiar, but we have ranges for NU, or excuse me, for NUFYP students. And if a student is between, if they've reached the score of 70 in all of their courses, they're directly sort of guaranteed a spot in the schools. But if they're below 70 in either leadership or mathematics, then they're considered for admission review and they're put into the general sort of direct applicant pool. And so the student's just wondering if they'll still be considered for a spot in the School of Medicine if they didn't reach those progression scores.
Yeah, I would like just to clarify, because we have a very limited number of slots in our Bachelor of Medical Sciences program. So we don't accept all NUFYP students who are unconditional. We will base our acceptance on interview. So not all the students, it was done before and will be done this year as well. So please be prepared to apply maybe to the Bachelor of Biological Sciences. And then actually after the first year of studies, you will have a chance to transfer to our program. You will demonstrate your academic excellence, and also your GPA will be 3.0 or above, and you will take the courses which are very close to the curriculum of our Bachelor of Medical Science program. I hope it's clear. So please, I would like to emphasize again that not all students who progress from a NUFYP will be accepted to our Bachelor of Medical Science program.
Okay, thank you.
Eric,
sorry, go ahead.
The same for nursing. You still need to interview. We do accept conditional students. You had mentioned, you said something about direct, that they move into the direct. Has the language changed? Is it not conditional and unconditional anymore?
It has. So this is the first year we've changed it over, but essentially the direct is now what they consider, the direct entry is the students that are applying without having gone through NUFYP. And so anybody who doesn't meet that 70% threshold where they're kind of guaranteed a spot, they're going to, instead of having conditional students, they're going to put them into the pool with the direct students. And so just to follow up on that, that same student was asking if this is applicable for nursing as well. And I think, Nancy, you just said that you do take some of those students but they have to interview.
Yes, we do interview them.
Okay. And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
We interview all students.
Yeah,
conditional and conditional. Okay, I mean, in our case, we don't interview conditional students at all, because we have so many unconditional students. And even these unconditional students, not all of them will be admitted to our program. This is the difference between our Bachelor of Medical Science and any other programs at Nazarbayev University. Because if you apply to any other programs at Nazarbayev University, if you are unconditional, you're accepted automatically. In our program, it does not guarantee. So I would like to make it clear.
Okay, thank you. I think, Guldana, you have your hand raised. If you'd like to ask your question, you're welcome to.
Oh, thank you for the presentation. And I have a question for Mr. Arman. So also I wrote it into the chat. So may you tell a little bit about interview in order to pass to the Bachelor Medicine School, because we don't know about medicine a lot of, and what is an interview and what questions do you have?
Yeah, we don't ask about medicine. We understand that you don't have the knowledge about it, but we would like to determine how you're ready to enter medicine. If you have interest, if you have some experience of extracurricular activity, which will demonstrate that you are ready to study in the medical school. If you have other qualities which will, be very helpful to our program, and also will demonstrate that you will succeed in our Bachelor of Medical Sciences and then MD program. So it does not, we don't ask questions related to medicine. We understand. So we would like to make sure that you are ready for our program. Yes, you have any other questions?
Like Arman, and to just answer her question as well, because it applies to nursing. There's a certain maturity level and a communication, and we assess we assess those types of attributes as well. So no direct questions about medicine or nursing, etc. But why are you committed? What makes you interested in this program? What's your desire ultimately for this program?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
It looks like we have another question here from Alikan in the chat, and he's just wanting to know more about the jobs and career opportunities with the Bachelor in Medical Science.
I mean, after completing the program, you will have very similar skills as Bachelor of Biological Sciences, but more emphasis on medicine. But as I mentioned earlier, if you are thinking not to pursue medicine, not to enter MD program, my suggestion not to apply to the Bachelor of Medical Sciences program. The reason why, because you will take somebody's place who is dreaming of becoming a physician, who wants to dedicate his life to medicine. If you are hesitating, if you're not sure if medicine it's your life, in case, please apply maybe to other programs to do more exploration, maybe to biological sciences, to chemical sciences, or to social sciences or humanities, and then decide if medicine for you, and then you can apply after completing bachelor program in other schools. You can apply to the MD program when you're confident that you would like to become a physician. So this is my suggestion, but you are still thinking maybe maybe I mean, I would like to dedicate my life to medicine, or maybe not. Probably you should not apply, because as I mentioned, there are many applicants, and we have very limited number of slots. So I would like to invite all NUFYP students who are dreaming about medicine only apply to our program. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you did. Thank you. There's another question in the chat from Amina, and she's asking if there are exchange opportunities for Bachelor of Medical Sciences students and MD students.
We don't have any exchange program for Bachelor of Medical Sciences. We had for the MD students, but we don't have it anymore. We had it with University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine for several years, but we don't have it anymore.
Okay. The next question, Janur is asking, students who study biological sciences, do they have a chance to transfer into NUSOM?
Yes, you can transfer after the first year of study in biological sciences, but my advice to take courses as close as possible to the courses in our Bachelor of Medical Science program, especially biology. You should take Modern Biology 1 and Modern Biology 2 during the first year, and also Chemistry 1 and Chemistry 2 with labs. So if you take these courses and other courses in social science, in languages, and you will show that you can perform well with GPA at least 3.0, and then you can be considered for transfer, but it cannot guarantee that you will be transferred.
Thank you.
And that's only after the first year.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like, well, it looks like there's only one more question at the moment, but the last one here is, how many people do you take for the Bachelor of Medicine program?
Currently, for this year, we'll have 50 slots.
So yeah, very competitive. Students, you should be aware of that, especially as you finish things up. Oh, it looks like there's another question. It says, what about the MCAT?
Okay, could you clarify when should? So if you are admitted to the Bachelor of Medical Sciences program, you do not require to take MCAT or Medical College Admission Test, and you can progress from BMS program to the MD program without MCAT. If you're applying from other programs outside of School of Medicine case, you should take, currently should take MCAT and score, I think it's 488 at least. So it's not required for the BMS student to progress to the MD program, as I said. I hope it's clear.
Let's see, another question here. Do students who transfer after the first year from other schools have to take an interview? Yeah,
there will be some type of interview to to determine if you're a good fit to our program. But it will be done after you qualify with other criteria, as I mentioned earlier, about GPA, professional behavior, and some others.
Okay. Students, are there any other questions? It says, is it possible to enter to MD after the nursing program?
Yes, can you address?
Sure, they can. It's my goal is to educate or to graduate nurses and not have nursing school be a stepping stone, but it can be. I mean, it's fine. You can, but it would still require you would get that 4-year bachelor's degree program, and then you can apply for the MD program, but you would still need to take the MCATs just as anybody who applies after 4 years of the biological sciences. They still would have to take the MCAT. Is that right, Armand? For that, yeah.
All right, and it looks like there's another question up here. It says, after the MD program, is a student a full doctor, or do they need to study still?
They will earn MD degree, Doctor of Medicine, but they have to complete a residency program, and then they can practice medicine independently. But during the residency program, you will practice medicine, but under supervision of experienced physician. So it's the approach, yes, which is done in the United States, in many other countries around the world.
And just to clarify, how long is that residency program following the graduation?
It depends on the specialty. It will start from 3 years and up to 5 years for surgery. So it depends on the specialty you would like to specialize. It's like pediatrics, cardiology, internal medicine. Right now we have several residency programs in our school, and then after completing the MD program, we can apply and then practice medicine after completing the residency program.
Okay, thank you. And unless others pop up, I think this might be the last question. It says, is it possible to apply for med schools abroad after receiving a bachelor's degree in medical sciences?
Yes, it's possible, but we are interested to prepare applicants to our MD program. So again, if you are thinking applying to the program abroad, please apply to other programs outside of the Bachelor of Medical Sciences, because again, I would like to have students who are, dedicated to the medicine, and then they will pursue their career in medicine after completing MD program.
And a final question here. Any specialty can be studied at NU Medicine, such as gynecology?
Yes, we have gynecology residency program in our school. And we have also pediatrics, internal medicine, family medicine, pathology, and I think we're planning to open some other surgery, some other programs as well. So you will have, by the time you graduate from the MD program, there will be more residency programs, and you will have a very good, option to pursue in many areas of medicine.
And Adima has asked, I think she's trying to, or he's trying to gauge, or excuse me, she's trying to gauge how many people she's competing with here. She wants to know how many people apply for the School of Medical Sciences, or a Bachelor of Medical Science.
Should we tell them how many people we interviewed last spring?
Yeah, 1 year we interviewed 200 applicants. Can you imagine? And we had only 30 slots.
Yeah.
Wow. So it sounds like competition is very steep. So yeah, you'll want to bring your A game, students. let's see. Sorry, there's another question here that says, it's talking about the path and it's saying NUFYP to NUSOM or any other biochemistry course to MD and residency. And then she's wanting to know if this is sort of the correct path. I don't know if you can see her diagram there in the chat or not.
Okay, I see. Yes, NUFYP, NUSOM, and yes, NUFYP, then NUSOM, Bachelor of Medical Sciences, because MD also within NUSOM. So NUFYP, Bachelor of Medical Sciences, then MD program, then residency in gynecology or obstetric gynecology. Is it clear?
You got the thumbs up from her. I think she's
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
All right, I'll kind of do a last call here. Any other questions before we wrap things up? Going once, going twice. All right. Well, with that said, thank you very much, both of you, for presenting, and thank you, students, for coming and taking part in this. Real fast before we wrap things up and you all start leaving, I wanted to let you know that we will be having on Friday at 4 p.m. or excuse me, yeah, 4 p.m. another meeting, and we're actually going to have some of your students there just to talk to our interested students in NUFYP. And so they're going to share some of the firsthand experience that they've had as a student in the NUSOM programs. So if you're interested in participating in that, you might be able to get some student perspectives. And I believe there's at least one NUSOM student club, and they'll also be present. So they'll talk about a little bit about what they do and how students can get involved with that if they're interested. So yeah, thank you, like I said, for being here. And students, make sure you come for the next meeting we have on Friday.
Okay, thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing all of you in our school.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Let's stop the recording now.
Thank you.